The Ladybower and Derwent Reservoir lie to the west of Sheffield city centre, bisected by a snake pass, a popular road through the National Park, the Peak District, connecting Manchester and Sheffield. This route was chosen so we could explore the scale of the reservoir as a human intervention in the landscape. By gaining height up the footpaths on the eastern side of the reservoir, we could experience a range of different perspectives of how it sits in the surrounding landscape. The Derwent dams were constructed by the Derwent Valley Water Boards between the years of 1901 and 1935 to supply fresh, clean water to the fast expanding industrial populations of Sheffield, Derby, Nottingham and Leicester. The industrial-inspired signs placed at the top of the dam exemplified the historical significance this dam had to supply water to the Midlands. The dam pays homage to the dark peaks of the Peak District by having created entirely from millstone grit. The creation of Derwent dams meant that the pre-existing villages within that area, which were the villages of Ashhopton, Derwent Woodlands, the church and Derwent Hall, were also drowned in the construction of the reservoir. The submerged villages are occasionally exposed once again due to water levels. The walk starts along off the dam, with it being the focus of attention due to its incredible size and scale in comparison to its surrounding landscape. The transitional movement from the footpath to a path composed of grass and gritstone highlights the change of topography and incline from that point onwards. It was also the point where the levels of enclosure change, as this path is surrounded by a denser tree canopy. This stone wall with a hole captured our attentions during our walk as a point of reference at the quarry that previously used to exist in that area. The fallen tree was a point of disruption as it made us slow our walking paces while walking up, and to also look down and be more cautious as to where we are going since we were on an incline. The tree also remains significant as it acts as a visual link to the other side of the land separated by the stream of water. The cloth that we decided to walk through has been a path that has been used since 1880, and when looking historically, it was probably for industrial purposes, as the neighbouring cities, Sheffield and Manchester, were both major cities during the Industrial Revolution, and was probably used in relation to the quarry that previously used to exist in that area. In the view from the highest peak of our walk from the dam, it seems to be less significant scale-wise, apart from the fact that it's holding a large volume of water. This is due to the drastic changes in scale and height from when we started the walk. When we started the walk, the dam was the focus as we were so close to it and it seemed quite involved in the landscape.
The contrasting clips, filmed on a separate day when it was more overcast and less snowy, show how the weather can hugely influence how a landscape is perceived. Different parts of the landscape became more distinct, such as the dark silhouettes of the trees. The flatter light softened the topography of the surroundings. Descending back down to the reservoir, we came across the ruins of buildings that were on the peripheries of Derwent village. Throughout the walk, we used drawings as a way to analyse and interpret the landscape, the blue ink drawings looking at the larger viewpoint, while the other drawings focused on smaller details. The technique kept this idea of scale at the forefront of our minds. Completing this walk, focusing on the atmosphere and character of the place through the lens of scale, brought a new perspective to the simple route we had planned at the start of this project. Noticing small details in the surroundings and researching their significance meant the cultural landscape became apparent as well as the physical one.